Hey you guys, it's me from the future. Just wanted to make a quick kind of note before this video since I know at least one subscriber of mine has asked. And yes, I am still planning on baking my head when I reach 50,000 subscriber or 50,000 views or 300 subscribers, whichever comes first. And we are getting pretty close to the 50,000 view mark. I only have I think something like less than 2,000 views left before I'm going to bake my head, and that is going to happen. I will halt my video schedule to make that happen for you guys because that is something that people have been bugging me about and bugging me about and bugging me about. But that will happen as a thank you to you guys once I reach 50,000 total views. So keep those views coming, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully that will happen very soon. Now, let's get on to the video. Hey everyone, it's me again, and I have a tutorial for you guys today. The tutorial that I've got going on uses two new products that have just been a huge part of my life lately that I wanted to share with you and talk about. One of those products is the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca Remix palette. I mean, come on guys, like with all those bright colorful eyeshadows, you didn't think that I was gonna make this palette a part of my life? Like, hello, gorgeous. I kind of figured as soon as I saw this, my first thought was OMG need. My second thought was some folks who maybe aren't as experienced with makeup or into makeup as I am might have a little bit of trouble working with this just because there are so many colors. So I sort of decided to myself that this was going to be a palette that I put a lot of focus on and really tried to create some fun looks using bright colors that just are different. Like I was just really in the mood to create something different, and this came into my life at just the right time. So I used some of the greens and oranges in this palette to create this beautiful eye look. It's a very, very different eyeshadow shape for me, but I'm kind of in love with it. And the other new product that I decided to incorporate into this look is the lip color, which is Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Dirty Money. This is a limited edition shade, and as soon as I saw it, my first thought was, ooh, must have. And then once I got it in my house, I was like, you know, it was just another one of those moments where I was like, man, people are probably gonna need some help coming up with looks to go with this. And initially when I paired Dirty Money with this eye look, I almost didn't like it. I was just like, man, this doesn't really look all that great. But then the longer I looked at it, the more I realized, no, it still looks really damn good. It looks different, but I think because it kind of matches my eyes, it really brings the whole look together in a way that is still very unique and different. So if you guys want to learn how to create this tropical, beautiful, colorful makeup look with this wonderful dusty green lip, then just keep on watching. Hey guys, alright, let's go ahead and get started. I've already primed, done my brows, and tested out one eye off camera just to make sure that I still knew how to do this, because you know how it is. Sometimes, you know, you can do a look one day and then you completely can't do it the next day, and I just wanted to kind of make sure that I still got it, so to speak. We're going to be working with a lot of these colors down here. First, we're going to take Analog, starting out strong with this bright orange color. It's matte, and we are gonna put this on the kind of orbital socket over by our nose. So I'm gonna start right here. See that? Like, damn. I'm gonna blend this up and over that way a little bit and blend it up toward the eyebrow. Now you don't have to blend this into the eyebrow the way I'm doing. This is just what I liked, what I thought looked good. You're gonna blend that about halfway over that way, get it really deep down in here. And this was actually also the first time that I had ever experimented with this eyeshadow shape. I had never, ever put eyeshadow in my nose bridge area before, but I really like how it looks. Anyway, now that that is down, I'm going to put a lid color on. So I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk 106 and I'm going to pop into, where is it? Harpsichord. which is this kind of bronzy coppery shade right here. You guys have no idea how many times I have seen this word mispronounced on YouTube since this palette came out. We're just gonna pat this on the inner half of the lid and blend it upward toward that orange, but don't go too far into the crease with this because harpsichord is a very kind of metallic color, and if you put it too far in the crease it can look a little bit aging on some skins. So I mean, as soon as you see how beautiful this color is, you're gonna wanna put it all over your business, and I don't blame you. But yeah, oh my god, that's such a pet peeve of mine when people like mispronounce stuff, especially since now we have the internet and all of these magical things that are gonna help you so much. Like literally, if you don't know how to pronounce something, you can type it into Google and Google will pronounce it for you. Like, so the fact that people are still mispronouncing stuff is really odd. And I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I've known what a harpsichord was since I was like 7 because my mom listened to a lot of classical and opera music when I was young. So I knew what a harpsichord was and how to say it. And I don't know, the fact that people, you know, there are people on YouTube who are in their like mid-20s to early 30s who still don't know what a harpsichord is or don't know how to say it was just really, it kind of threw me off. I don't know, it was weird. Anyway, I'm gonna pop into the inner corner right quick with Legend. Legend is a gold, and it's a gold that didn't look too compelling in the swatch. It didn't really swatch out too pigmented, but I'm gonna go in the inner corner with this, and it just comes to life. I mean, when you put it on the eyes, and this is the color that I'm going to blend upward in between the orange and the copper. This color, I mean, I'm gonna put some on the lower lash line as well. I'm just so impressed. Like, this color completely threw me for a loop because it didn't perform that well in the swatch, but on the eyes, it just explodes. And it's just this beautiful yellowy gold shade that blends in perfectly with the oranges and the green I'm gonna add in a minute, which I'll go ahead and do now. I'm gonna go ahead and add Misfit, this grassy green right here. I'm just gonna use the other side of the same brush and tap into that. And I'm gonna put this on the other half of the lid. Again, kind of leaving a little bit of space in the middle because these two colors get a little bit muddy when you try to blend them together. They don't get along so well. And we're gonna kind of wing it out over here toward the brow. And then I'm gonna hop in with a 109, no additional product on it, and I'm just gonna fluff that all around in the crease, kind of everywhere. Gonna take a little bit of Misfit on my 109 by itself and kind of roll it into the crease a little bit, start to meet it up with that orange color above there, and you can always go back and add more orange if you added too much green, but we're just gonna make sure that this is all over the place and pretty opaque. And now I'm gonna go back in with my 116, my Sonia Kashuk 116, which is the brush we started with that I forgot to say. And I'm going to go in with Lemmy, which is one of my favorite colors in this palette, really dark green, and I'm gonna mix it with Misfit a little bit because it's got some blue tones in it that don't really go well here, but I still wanted to deepen up my outer corner. So I'm using a mixture of Lemmy and Misfit to do that. Back in with my Sonia Kashuk 106, and I'm gonna go back into Legend. Now this is really where this look sort of came together for me. This was like the eureka moment where everything came together. I was noticing that the green and the orange were getting a little bit muddy next to each other. I was having trouble blending them, and I was like, what in this palette can I use as like the great equalizer to bring these two colors together? And that shade was most indubitably Legend. So you pat into that, knock it off, and we're just gonna tap this between Misfit and Harpsichord. And it just picks up the brassier tones in Harpsichord, and it picks up on the yellowy undertone of Misfit, and it just brings everything together in this cohesive, edgeless blend. I'm gonna go back into Harpsichord just because we lost it a little when we put Legend on. So we're just gonna bring that back in like, hey, how you doing? That's the upper lid. Now for the lower lash line. We're gonna take our little Real Techniques accent brush, little teeny tiny brush, and go into Analog, which is the matte orange. Tap that off because it's a little bit powdery, and we're gonna put this on the lower lash line from where we put Legend, and we're gonna carry it up into like a lower wing. You press and push very, very lightly just to get that really clean, kind of sharp winged edge. There doesn't have to be any space between the green and the orange. They don't have to be blended together either though. And that's pretty much it for the shadow. As for liner, you could go a bunch of different directions with this. I chose to just do a very, very thin line of brown eyeliner just to give the eyeshadow something to kind of start from. But if you have like a forest green liner, that would look really cool. If you have like a bright blue liner, you could put it in the waterline. That would look really awesome. But you don't even have to necessarily do liner with this look. This can look perfectly awesome as it is with no liner needed. But I like to add a little bit of liner just to give it some kind of grounding, some kind of starting point, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and put on mascara. For mascara, I'm trying out a little something new from a holiday kit my husband bought for me as like a belated birthday present. This is the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Lash Multiplying Volume Mascara. This is available individually. Still developing my thoughts on it. This is like the second time I've used it and the first time I've used it in a beauty look, because the last time I used it was with my Imperative Furiosa makeup, and it really didn't matter if it smudged or flaked on me because, you know, my whole half of my face was black. But for false lashes, you absolutely don't need false lashes with this. For me, when I designed this look, the main focus is the eyeshadow itself, and the color combination and the shape that is really unique. So you absolutely do not need false lashes with this. If you do want some, by all means put them there. I would do something very soft and focus on length rather than volume, because you don't want to block up all this work. I'm gonna go ahead and do liner and lashes, and we will be back for the rest of the face. Hello guys, I'm back and I am flawless. Well, technically I was flawless before because I started my foundation already, but anyway, for liner, I ended up using the Urban Decay 24/7 liquid eyeliner in Demolition. This is the dark brown. You can't get this anymore because Urban Decay discontinued it, but it's just a neutral dark brown liner. Really, any dark brown liner will do. You don't need to worry about actually getting that. So now for the face. I already did my foundation and concealing, as I said before, but I wanted to get this on camera because, guys, this palette though, I don't actually think I've ever featured this on camera, but this is the Lunatic Cosmetic Labs Contour Palette. Can we just talk about how beautiful that is? Ah. I'm gonna take this yellow powder up here with my e.l.f. small tapered face brush, and I'm just gonna use this kind of under my eyes, not necessarily to set my concealer because I did bake my concealer already today, but just as kind of a matte highlight to brighten all within there. Now I'm gonna go in with, see, I've been playing around with these gray contour shades because I love a good gray contour, but I think I'm gonna go in with this taupey brown shade right here, just on the same brush, and I'm gonna go under my cheekbones with that because I'm aiming for a pretty soft contour. And if this ends up being too warm, you can also mix it with the gray contours to get your own kind of natural shade. And I'm now gonna put a little of that just under my chin here. Now when it comes to kind of blush and bronzer, I did want this look to be very, very bronzy on the cheeks because I I don't know, it just looks better that way. These colors are very summery, they're very bright and colorful, so I just imagine this with very bronzy skin. I'm gonna try something new. This is actually the first time I've ever tried this. This is the Balm's Balm Desert, which is a bronzer blush eyeshadow combo. It's a bronzer, but it has a little bit more of a rosier tone to it that I think is gonna look pretty nice. I'm just gonna blend that on top of my cheeks just to give me a little bit of color. Now for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Balm Mary Luminizer, which is my jizam always. Like, no matter what highlighters I buy, I always come back to this one because it is so bright and pretty and shiny and disco ball-y. And I'm just gonna take that right on the tops of the cheekbones. Now for lips, I'm going to go ahead and use my Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Dirty Money. I absolutely love this color. It is so gorgeous. Look at that. It's like a dusty kind of, you know, green color that makes you think of a dollar bill. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm loving it. And there we go. There is the look with Dirty Money on it. Let's go ahead and do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down. Looking forward. Looking fierce. Alright guys, that's it. That is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a good bit about not only how to create a beautiful, unique eye look using the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca Remix palette, but also a very cool avant-garde eye look that pairs pretty wonderfully with Jeffree Star's Dirty Money. So if you guys did enjoy this video and find it helpful, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt, you know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe and become a member of the faithful today so you don't miss another video. I put videos up every Sunday. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.